busy in spring. In a meadow bursting with colors lived a little bee named Beatrice. She loved spring more than anything, especially the sweet, sweet nectar hidden deep inside the flowers. Every morning, as the sun warmed the earth, Beatrice would buzz out of her hive. She was a very busy bee, always flitting from one blossom to the next. She worked so hard, gathering nectar and pollen, that sometimes she didn't even notice the butterflies dancing or the ladybugs crawling on the leaves. One sunny afternoon, Beatrice landed on a small, white flower. It looked a little droopy, as if it was feeling shy or sad. "Hello there," buzzed Beatrice. "Why do you look so glum on such a beautiful day?" The little flower, named Petal, whispered, "I'm so small, no one ever really notices me." Beatrice smiled. "Oh, Petal, every flower is important. Without you, there wouldn't be enough nectar for all of us bees, and our honey wouldn't be as sweet." Petal felt a little brighter. "Thank you, Beatrice," she said. "You know, sometimes when you're so busy, you miss the tiny wonders. Look," Petal pointed a tiny leaf. Beatrice followed Petal's direction and saw a tiny, sparkling dewdrop clinging to a blade of grass. It shimmered like a rainbow in the sunlight. She had never noticed anything so beautiful before. From that day on, Beatrice still worked very hard, but she also took moments to look around. She saw the intricate patterns on a butterfly's wings and the tiny ants marching in a line. Beatrice learned that even when you're busy, it's wonderful to pause and appreciate all the small, beautiful things that make spring so special. And her honey tasted even sweeter. I want to break free. Nisa lived in a quiet village, nestled between emerald hills and a whispering sea. Every day she watched the birds soar high above, and a tiny flutter of longing stirred in her heart. She often wondered what lay beyond the familiar paths. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the edge of her grandfather's old workshop, Nisa stumbled upon something extraordinary. Tucked away beneath dusty tarpaulins was a peculiar vehicle, unlike anything she had ever seen. With a gentle tug, Nisa pulled back the cover. There it was, a two-wheeled machine, but with magnificent folded wings, painted in vibrant shades of orange, red, and deep green. It looked like a dream on wheels. "Pakchik Naim, what is this wonderful contraption?" she asked her grandfather later that evening. He smiled, a twinkle in his eye. "Ah, Nisa, that's my old wind rider. She was built to touch the sky." From that day on, Nisa spent every spare moment with Pakchik Naim, learning about the wind rider. They polished the orange wheels, tightened the green gears, and carefully unfolded the majestic, patterned wings, which looked like ancient scrolls. Slowly, piece by piece, the wind rider came back to life. Its engine hummed a soft tune, and its wings, once dusty and forgotten, now gleamed with the promise of flight. Nisa's heart beat with excitement. The morning of her first flight was clear and bright. Nisa, dressed in her favorite blue tunic, climbed onto the wind rider. Pakchik Naim stood by, a proud smile on his face, giving her a thumbs up. With a deep breath and a surge of courage, Nisa pressed the button. The wind rider roared to life, its red exhaust glowing, and with a gentle lift, she soared into the vast, open sky, leaving the familiar village behind. The world unfolded beneath her like a beautiful tapestry. Hills looked like green velvet, and the sea shimmered like a blue jewel. Nisa felt truly free, her heart light as the clouds she now flew among. When she finally returned, her heart was full of new stories and a newfound confidence. Nisa knew she could always break free and explore, but she also knew the warmth of her home and family would always be there, a comforting anchor. Under the sea. Deep in the ocean, where colors danced and swayed, lived a little seahorse named Sapphira. She was a sunshine yellow, but sometimes she felt a little bit blue. Sapphira loved to watch the graceful jellyfish drift by, their white bells pulsing like soft hearts. She wondered if they ever felt lonely in the big, wide sea. One day, a bright pink fish, Finley, zipped past, darting through the coral. He was always so busy, always on an adventure. Saphira wished she had a friend to share her quiet thoughts with. The red coral, Coralia, where Saphira often rested, seemed to hum with ancient wisdom. Saphira would whisper her worries to Coralia, hoping the ocean currents would carry her feelings away. One afternoon, a strong current swept through, scattering the smaller fish. Finley, usually so quick, got caught and tumbled towards a patch of prickly green coral. Saphira, seeing Finley in trouble, felt a brave flutter in her tiny heart. She knew she had to help. She quickly swam towards him, her tail fin beating with all her might. With a gentle nudge, Saphira guided Finley away from the sharp coral, her small body pushing against the strong current. Finley looked up, surprised and grateful. "Thank you, Saphira," Finley exclaimed, his pink scales shimmering with relief. "You saved me." Saphira felt a warmth spread through her, brighter than any sunshine. From that day on, Saphira and Finley were inseparable. They explored hidden caves, raced through seaweed forests, and shared secrets among the dancing jellyfish. Saphira no longer felt blue. She knew that even in the vast ocean, finding one true friend could make the whole world feel like home, a place full of love and belonging. Mr. Dr. Cabbage and Nerdy Veggie Reader. In a world of vibrant greens and blues, lived a little romaine lettuce named Rosie. More than anything, Rosie loved to read. Her days were filled with stories from big, thick books, their pages whispering tales of far-off lands and wondrous discoveries. Sometimes, while other veggies played games or chatted about the weather, Rosie would be lost in her literary adventures. She loved her books, but sometimes she wished someone understood her quiet joy. Not far away, in his cozy clinic, lived Dr. Caleb, the kindest cabbage doctor in all the garden. He noticed everything, especially the quiet ones, and he often saw Rosie, always with a book in hand. One sunny afternoon, Dr. Caleb decided to pay Rosie a visit. He knew that sometimes, even the happiest of hearts needed a little checkup, a little understanding. "Hello there, little reader," he said with a warm smile, his voice like rustling leaves. Rosie looked up, a little surprised, her book still clutched in her hands. She wasn't used to visitors. "What wonderful worlds are you exploring today?" Dr. Caleb asked, his eyes twinkling. Rosie, feeling a little braver, began to tell him about a story of a brave little sprout who sailed the dewdrop seas. Dr. Caleb listened carefully, nodding. "Knowledge, like good health, is a treasure," he said. "Your books help you grow, not just in size, but in wisdom and understanding." Rosie's heart swelled. She had never thought of her reading quite like that. It wasn't just a quiet hobby. It was a way to grow, to become stronger and wiser. From that day on, Rosie felt a new confidence. She still loved her quiet reading time, but now she also loved to share her stories with others, especially with Dr. Caleb, who always had time to listen. And so, in the world of greens and blues, the nerdy veggie reader and the kind cabbage doctor showed everyone that every passion, big or small, can bring joy, connection, and a heartfelt understanding to all. Whale Family. Deep in the vast, shimmering blue lived a magnificent family of 7 whales. There was Anya, the gentle mother, and Arlo, the strong father, who guided their pod through the ocean's currents, and their newest, tiny addition, little Coral. Their older children, Blythe and Brody, swam close by, their tails swishing with youthful energy. They were learning to dive deep, practicing their powerful tail flips, always under the watchful eyes of their parents. Meanwhile, little Bay and Blue, the next youngest, loved to play hide and seek among the vibrant coral reefs. Their giggles echoed softly through the water as they chased each other, sometimes circling back to check on baby coral. The family often swam together, a beautiful ballet of light blue and soft yellow against the endless blue, exploring new depths and discovering hidden wonders of their watery world. Even tiny coral was learning to keep up. One afternoon, as the sun's rays dappled through the surface, Blue felt a tiny bit overwhelmed. The ocean was so vast, and he felt so small. He drifted a little, watching his family from a distance, a soft yellow glow around him. Anya, with her mother's knowing heart, noticed Blue's quietness. She gently swam closer, nudging him with her snout, a silent question in her kind eyes, her light blue body a comforting presence. Arlo, seeing Anya's concern, joined them. Soon, Blythe and Brody, sensing something was amiss, swam over too. The family began to gather, a gentle current of concern flowing between them. Little Bay, curious and caring, swam closer, followed by Tiny Coral, who seemed to sense the quiet moment. They encircled Blue, not with words, but with their presence, their gentle movements, and the warmth of their love. Blue felt a wave of warmth wash over him. He wasn't small or lost. He was part of something big and wonderful. His heart swelled with belonging, a feeling as vast and beautiful as the ocean itself, surrounded by the light blue and soft yellow of his family. Together, the whale family, all 7 of them, continued their journey, a testament to the powerful, unwavering love that bound them, always and forever, in the heart of the great blue sea. Aliyya's Aquarium. In a vibrant blue world, filled with gentle bubbles and twinkling lights, lived a little orange crab named Cora. She often watched the busy orange fish, Orin, darting through the water. High above, 2 graceful black rays, Raina and Rian, glided silently. They seemed to dance with the long, red string lights that stretched across the aquarium. And then there were the yellow jellyfish, Jella, Jilly, and Jasper, floating like golden dreams. Cora often felt a little lonely, wishing for someone to share her quiet world with. Her favorite spot was near the tall, green Christmas trees, topped with bright yellow stars. They made the aquarium feel cozy, especially when the lights glowed. One breezy afternoon, a mischievous current swirled through the water. The red string lights, usually so neat, became tangled around one of the green trees. Oh dear, Jella, the smallest yellow jellyfish, had drifted too close and was now caught in the festive tangle. She pulsed her bell, trying to get free, but it was no use. Cora, from her cozy spot, saw Jella's struggle. A brave flutter stirred in her little crab heart. She knew she had to help, even though Jella seemed so big and she was so small. Carefully, Cora scuttled towards the tangled lights. With her tiny claws, she began to snip and pull at the threads, slowly, patiently, until Jella was free. "Oh, thank you, Cora," Jella whispered, her tentacles swaying with gratitude. "You saved me." Cora felt a warmth bloom inside her, brighter than any star. From that day on, Cora and Jella were the best of friends. They explored the aquarium together, shared secrets, and never felt lonely again, knowing they had each other. See the beauty of the land. Little Zara loved to wander. Her heart often felt a bit like a cloudy sky, sometimes gray, sometimes blue, but she knew where to find a little sunshine. Today she walked towards the sea, where the green meadows met the sandy shore. The air was fresh, and a gentle breeze whispered secrets through the tall grass. First, she spotted them, a carpet of soft white flowers, nestled right where the sand kissed the waves. They looked like tiny stars fallen from the sky. Each white petal seemed to glow with a quiet peace, reminding Zara that even in simple things, there was so much beauty to behold. She felt a tiny bit lighter. As she walked further, up a gentle slope, a splash of cheerful pink caught her eye. These flowers danced in the meadow, a joyful burst of color. The pink flowers seemed to giggle in the breeze, filling her with a warm, happy feeling. It was as if they were telling her, "Don't forget to smile." Higher up, where the meadow met the vast blue sky, a sea of bright yellow flowers swayed. They looked like tiny suns, soaking up all the light. These yellow blooms radiated hope, reminding Zara that even after a cloudy day, the sun always finds a way to shine. Her heart felt full, no longer gray. She looked back at the path she had taken, white, then pink, then yellow. Each color, each flower, had added a little bit of magic to her day. Zara knew now that beauty wasn't just in grand adventures, but in the quiet moments, in the colors of the land, and in the simple act of seeing. Her heart was finally bright. Vibrance of the galaxy. Little Stella loved the night sky. From her window, she gazed at the twinkling lights, dreaming of adventures far, far away. She spent hours drawing rockets with fiery tails and round windows, imagining herself inside, ready to zoom past the moon. One day, she made a special rocket, just like the one in her dreams. It had a pointy red top and big blue windows. "To the stars," she whispered, as she imagined her little rocket, now big and strong, lifting off from the green earth below. Higher and higher it soared, leaving the blue sky behind. Soon, the world became a tiny marble, and darkness embraced them. Then, one by one, the stars appeared. First, the big, bright ones, like giant diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. And then, the small, shy ones, twinkling like countless tiny secrets, whispering stories from across the galaxy. Stella peered out her round window, her heart thumping with wonder. The vibrant galaxy stretched out endlessly, a breathtaking dance of light. She felt a deep connection to every star, every swirl of cosmic dust. It was as if she had found a piece of herself among the heavens. The vibrance of the galaxy wasn't just out there, she realized. It was the feeling of awe and joy that glowed brightly within her own heart